Well, hello people of the internet that I don't really know. I presume at least someone is out there watching. So I've wanted a backup camera for the X-T5 now that I'm happy and committed to the Fuji system. Cue negative responses from disappointed Olympus owners. Or have you all left now? I need a backup because, well, I'm a pro, don't you know? And I always had multiple Olympus bodies, you know, just in case. Now, I did consider another X-T5, but just thought that's a bit overkill, just to have as a backup. I did consider the newly released Fuji XS20 as a hybrid shooter, a stills and video camera, but didn't think that camera had enough character and had a few missing features too. I guess because it's cheaper than the X-T5. I did want to try the Fuji X100V, never had one of those before, but these are still in short supply at the moment and any available are way overpriced. But as I say, I really wanted a camera good enough as a backup, but also one that can take my Fuji prime lenses as well, not just a fixed lens camera. A camera maybe that I would prefer shooting with on occasions instead of the X-T5. Not just a backup camera then. Now I've tried the X Pro 3 and had that on loan from Fuji and thought it was okay, but perhaps trying too hard to be a film camera, which of course it's not. It's not cheap either. I bought and owned an old X Pro 1 instead for a brief time and actually preferred that for its older technology, given a slower, more methodical approach, which I liked, but I sold that along with all my Olympus gear. So the one version I haven't tried was this, the X Pro 2. Maybe then the perfect example of this model range, just right. The Goldilocks version if you like, and my new, old camera then. Now before I go on, let me just take a quick moment to tell you about my E6 subscription. Without annoying sponsorships in these videos, my E6 subscription is what allows me to make the occasional YouTube video too. So just what is E6? Well, it's my photography subscription that features videos, e-guides, podcasts, ebooks, image reviews and discount of my workshops and online courses. Hence E6, 6 great features. So if you like this YouTube content, then there's a whole lot more within my E6 subscription. I won't ask you to buy me a coffee to support this channel. No, I want to give you something back for your cash. More content, more technique advice, more inspiration, more of me. What's not to like? Find out more on my website or this address. Why miss out? So this X Pro 2 I think makes a great complement to the X-T5 and maybe this is the camera to use until, well, Fuji finally bring out the X Pro 4. Maybe this will be the perfect backup model to accompany the X-T5. And I'm sure many of you have been using the X Pro 2 camera for years. It's been out since 2016 after all. You don't need me to tell you how great it is. It does seem to be being featured in a few videos recently on other channels though. It's trendy again then. Maybe it's becoming the new X100V. Everyone wants one. Maybe that's why I had to pay the price that I paid for it. So the way I've started using it is to have it permanently in black and white mode. This is for visualization only. I'll process the RAWs myself to black and white. But in the optical viewfinder mode, I have my color scene to frame up color shots. But flip to the EVF, the electronic viewfinder, and I can see the scene in black and white if I wish. And of course, it's captured in black and white as a JPEG therefore, for later reference or simply as a reminder that it was captured for black and white conversion. The digital viewfinder is a better option as well though when using filters, both for positioning and seeing a clearer view of that, not just the filter holder through the optical viewfinder. So I've had the camera for about 2 weeks now and I've taken it out on a few shoots. The first to Scarborough, and here's a little bit of B-roll and some images. So one feature I do love on this camera in the optical viewfinder are the frame lines. Not just for the lens in use, but at the press of a button I can see other frame lines of other focal lengths. So if I feel I need to frame up differently, a bit tighter perhaps, I can see the lens that I need to swap to. That said, I'm pretty much using this camera with just two lenses, the 23mm f2 and the 35mm f2. Now I don't use those two so much on the X-T5 as I have the 23mm f1.4 and I punch into the 40 megapixel sensor to shoot this at 35mm too. So this in many ways is trying to be a Leica. It's trying to be a rangefinder camera in the style of a Leica. Of course, it never will be. It's just a poor man's version. But again, it's a step closer to this for me. Not a Leica, but close my eyes, imagine it is, and maybe it's Leica-like. Well, of course, I won't actually close my eyes. Difficult to take pictures. Yeah, I know, that might improve some of my shots. So second shoot last week was again at the Yorkshire coast, and first stop was Ryton Gap. A couple of nice captures there, so next it was on to Filey. Final shoot this week was a quick walk around Tadcaster in the rain, a chance to test out the weather sealing at least. As you can see, using an umbrella of course, as I didn't want to risk killing the camera on one of its first trips out. Now, I suppose what I should have done is title this video, I bought an X Pro 2 in 2023, or is the X Pro 2 still great in 2023? That may get the video extra YouTube views, but I didn't. But it is. In 2023, this is still a great camera. Why? Because a camera, whichever camera that is, whichever you own, should make taking pictures fun. If you enjoy taking photos with it, your pictures will no doubt be better because of that. And so far, I love taking pictures with the X Pro 2. Simple as. So for now, the X Pro 2 is my new backup camera, my new alternative camera to shoot with, my new camera to make me feel like I own a Leica, or just have that shooting experience. And, well, you've got to have at least one camera from 2016 in your bag, haven't you? I'll see you next time. Oh, E6. Remember my E6 subscription.